Welcome to Brown Girl Book Lover. I'm Leslie Ann Murray. Today we have Mr. Desmond Hall with us. Hey, and we're talking about his book, Your Corner Dark. Desmond is a Jamaican-born author whose debut YA novel, Your Corner Dark, is a fast-paced thriller, and it's coming out later this month. Think American Street by E.B. Zaboy. You know, I love E.B. Zaboy. Meets Long Way Down in this searing and gritty novel that takes an unflinching look at the harsh realities of gang life in Jamaica and how far a teen is willing to go for family. The book confronts police brutality, colorism, gang culture, and police deception. Desmond, welcome to Brown Girl Book Lover.
Pleasure to be here. So honored. Appreciate it.
Yay. Tell us a little bit about this book and how you came to write it.
Okay. So, I like your intro. Thank you very much. Essentially, my protagonist, Frankie Green, he has an all expense paid scholarship, a full ride, a golden ticket to leave Jamaica, just outside Kingston, and go to the States to study. And unfortunately, before he could grasp that dream, a stray bullet takes his father down, and Frankie has to come up with fast money to pay for medical expenses. And one of his uncle and his father are in this sort of Cain and Abel type of struggle. And the uncle is a ruler of a don in one of the posses. And he makes Frankie join in order to get the money. And then, he makes that devil's agreement. And he, with the help of his girlfriend, as well as some other forces, try to get him out of the problem. So the way it, came to me was it's sort of a love letter to what Jamaica once was.
So in the novel, we see Frankie, the main character, hoping for a scholarship for an American university in order to further his education and escape gang life in Jamaica. Do you think this is a reflection of, is this a reflection that many Jamaicans endure?
I don't think this is exactly that. I think what it shows is that Jamaicans are limited in opportunities. There are many articles written about the dearth of jobs for young people, and this is a big problem. And many kids want to go to foreign, and they want to leave for opportunity. And this, brings us to brain drain. You have all of these really smart young people leaving the country because they don't see a way forward. But you will also see that all of those kids love home. They love Jamaica. It's beautiful. People are beautiful and it's wonderful, but it's just that the economic circumstances are bad. And if those improved, maybe we could finally get back to that childhood country that both you and I remember, which I think they deserve.
While reading your novel, I was thinking about the power of having radical imagination, right? Because Frankie has this radical imagination that he's going to leave his town and he's going to be better and he's going to do better and he has this future. Whereas many of the youths in his town, they don't have that radical imagination. So they're limited, right? They see gang culture, therefore they become gang culture. They drop out of school. Yeah. And I just wanted to talk about the importance of individuals creating radical imagination.
I think it's everything. It's hope in itself, right? You can't achieve anything if you don't believe and have a dream and then create a plan. And I think, kids that are beaten down, right, and aren't guided at all, they lack that radical imagination, as you say. But the kids that are educated and shown a way and actually see some people who, have achieved, and come back or are bringing themselves up, picking themselves up, so to speak, they then inspire the youth. And I think we need a lot more of that, these success stories to show there is a way. Because if you show that it's a dead end street, they're going to find another way.
So while so many novels about the immigrant experience deal with their life in their newly adopted country, Your
Mm.
Color Dark reverses that narrative. And why is it important to tell stories of Frankie and others on Jamaican soil?
I think, it's what I find heartbreaking, right? It goes back to what we said earlier. The story of what's going on in Jamaica is not known to most of the world, right? People know we have fast runners, right? They know we have these beautiful beaches, they know we have reggae,
Mhm.
right? And they see all of these things, but they don't know the real deal, right? And, I'd even say, sometimes friends would go on vacation and come back from Jamaica and then, start to talk about what they think is Jamaica, right? And, they've talked to some people that work around the resorts and they don't realize, these people's jobs depend on working at those resorts. So they're not going to say a lot,
Yeah.
they're going to take care of their jobs. And I just thought this was a story that needed to be told. People needed to know the real Jamaica, the beautiful parts as well as our warts.
Yeah, and which I like it because when we are reading a lot of when we read a lot of Caribbean writers who are living in America, it's always about being an immigrant in America. And I love that this is home. And
Yeah.
we're having that experience and we know that he's going to eventually leave, but you're showing like the architecture, I guess, or the landscape that promotes someone to leaving,
Hmm.
which is nice. So we're
Right.
not hearing the backstory, and I like that.
Great, great. Yeah, I think that's so important.
When people read your book, what do you want them to know? What do you want them to feel after, come out of it?
Well, I think, you have to understand, I'd say for young people in particular, I think the book is interesting, right? Because it deals with police brutality, it deals with colorism, it deals with difficult election seasons,
Yeah.
right? Which are adult,
Yeah.
issues. But given that it's told through Frankie's lens, it also, appeals to young people, teenagers. So I think it's, great for high schoolers as well as adults. So I think, on both counts, I think it's important for people to take away these issues and the choices that are made. Because I really think Your Corner Dark, again, it means being stuck between a rock and a hard place. So it's
Mhm.
all about making choices. So it would be amazing for me if someone, said, boy, I read Your Corner Dark
Mhm.
and, it really let me get a lens into making difficult choices and seeing the consequences of those choices. That would be pretty satisfying.
I have to say, I am so happy about Caribbean writers and you talking about the things that we haven't seen. We talk about in our community, but we haven't seen broadcast to so many people, right? And I'm just really happy about your career and just how you are expanding what is Caribbean. And so I appreciate that and thank you for that. Lastly, at Brown Girl Book Lover, we celebrate diverse writers and their voices in the literary world. How does our society benefit from diverse voices?
I'm going to have to credit to my daughter.
Mhm,
I asked her this very question a month ago or so,
mhm,
and she told me her teacher told asked her about a book she was reading, and asked her to qualify it as whether it was a mirror or a window.
mm,
And the window was a book that you see out into the world, into another life experience.
Mhm.
And The Mirror was a book that reflected your own life experience. And so to me, as a teenager, it's exactly the time you need a mirror,
Mhm.
because you're looking at yourself trying to figure out who you are, who you want to be, what kind of job you want to do, what kind of career you want to have, and you need to see yourself to help, formulate that answer. And I'd even go further to say, by having that mirror to, see yourself better and make your own decisions about your own life, it will better prepare you to look through the window to see other people.
Snap, snap, snap.
But this is for Bolt.
Yeah. Well, Desmond Hall, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate this. Was a lot of fun.